Hi everyone. So today we are going to start the logical volume manager, how to manage the logical volume and space in Linux servers. Okay. So here I have my Linux machine which I created on Azure cloud. Okay. So you can see the configuration. I have one OS disk. I have two data disk which I have added for this practical. Okay, practical scenario. Okay. So let me tell you that what we are going to do basically. So here, logical volume manager, which is very important if you are working as a Linux administrator. Okay, so mm, what basically Linux administrator do? Okay, in logical volume manager. So suppose in big organization or any organization, you will see that there are 10, 100 or thousands of file system created in one server. Okay, so suppose there are 10 applications running on it, one application team, they asked us to extend one file system. Okay. Someone is asking to remove one file system. Someone is asking to add 100 GB upstore because data is keep growing and you need to, you should have that much flexibility in order to add or remove the data from the server. Okay, without any interruption. So here is the things which we should remember while working as a Linux administrator, how to manage the logical volume manager. So there are few terms. Okay, so the very few, first term is if you'll see the PVS. Okay, so I can see only one disk currently. The other disk I am unable to see. So let's scan the disk. Okay, I should be able to see. So I have disk -L 5 grep SD. This is the very first command to see the disk in the system. So I have one disk SDC which is visible to me, but LDD is not very visible. So the second command is pb create. Okay. So first you need to format the disk. This is the raw disk which is coming from the virtual storage. Okay, allocated storage, and out of that storage 4 GB is allocated towards this server. So I can see in the app disk -L pipe ref -st. So very first thing we are going to create. Now let's see is it visible in PV or not. So now I can see two disks available. One is the /dev STC, one and another one is the /dev/SDD. So now we have the platform setup. So disk in Unix term we called physical volume. Here you can see the PV physical volume. VZ is the vo volume group. Okay, LV is the logical one. Okay, file system is the FS. So you just need to understand. We got one disk, two disks basically. Okay, so second disk I have added just because of some other practical purpose. Okay, so first what you need to do, we need to do our practical how to create a, a physical one. So we got one disk which is a DC. Okay, so now we are going to name this disk, name it. Okay, so I have one SDC disk VG. Okay, so VG is your volume group. So basically you are naming it, giving a particular name to that disk. Okay, VG create your VG name, just VG, and then your disk name. Now you can see your VG. If VG created, I have one PB is on one PB created one volume group. Okay, the size is 4 GB. Now, how to create a logical volume in it? Okay, so under this, so this is the beauty of the LVM. Okay, so suppose I have the 4 GB. Out of 4 GB, I can utilize 1 GB. I can utilize 100 MB, and so I have that much flexibility. I can add 100 more GB. I can add 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte within this volume group. It depends on my data size is growing. Okay, in case I need, I can add and remove the space towards this volume group and file system. So that is called the logical. Basically, space management is completely called the LVM, logical volume manager in Unix. Okay. So the next command we are going to create a LV. So LV create -L. Then you can define the size 1G -N to name is the test LV. Okay, and then test VG. Test VG, which so VG we already created. Now you can see your logical volume also created. Okay, so you can see the details in VG display. Okay, so here VG display, you can see I have one VG test. Okay, an LV display. You can see I have one LV, which is Dave test VG test LV. So now the next command is to how to format this logical volume so that we can mount this logical volume on any particular mount point, okay, in order to use it. Okay, so mkfs dot ext4, mkfs is the command, ext4, and then out your logical volume name. Hit enter. This is formatted now. Now let's create a directory mkdir slash test1. We can mount and then your logical volume and then your file system. Okay, now df-th, you can see you have one logical volume, one file system is created slash test1, and size is 1 GB. Okay, so we allocated 1 GB. So out of 1 GB, there was some block size. Okay, uh, reserved in order to keep the information about this super block. Okay, yeah, about this logical volume and file system. The first and last block is reserved in order to keep this information. Okay, so the next step is to add this entry as fs tab so that whenever you boot this system. Okay, so I already added this. So I'm test VG and then first your logical volume name, then mount point, your type, default, and you want. So okay, so in most of the organization, you will see that people usually request how can you add 4 more GB space towards my volume group, okay, or file system. So suppose I have 3 GB available currently, okay, I have 3 GB available and someone requesting 5 GB. So how can I do? Okay, first I need to find out, do we have any PB is free? Okay, so lsblk is the command. You can see I have one HDD is free. There are nothing. Okay, no logical volume created on this, and I can add this. Okay, so VGS is the command to see the volume group. So I have one volume group test VG. I have one disk available with 4 GB of size. Okay, so VG extend and then your volume group name test VG and then your disk name. So what is my disk? Disk is slash Dave slash HDD. Now see the size of the volume group. Now you can see from 3 GB to it's 6.99, so close to 7 GB. So this is also keeping some information in first and last block. Okay, now we are good to extend our file system. Okay, so how to extend the file system? Okay, so how many file system we have? We have one file system, test1. Okay, so lv extend is the command. Lv extend, suppose I want to add 100 MB, hyphen L, and then let's add 2 GB. So don't, okay, so please add plus, okay. Otherwise, your total volume group, sorry, logical volume size will be 2 GB, okay. Then LV name. Okay. Now another command is resize to FS, resize to FS, and then your logical volume. So now let's see the size of this slash test. Here. Now you can see the size has become 3.0. It was earlier 9974, so close to 1 GB. So here we already covered, okay, how to create the physical volume, how to create a volume group, okay, how to create a logical volume, how to extend the logical volume, how to resize the file system, okay, and how to make an entry. Now, the next command is, suppose someone is asking to remove this file system. Okay, so first umount is the command. Without umount, you won't be able to do. First, you need to do umount, then lv remove, and then lv name. It will ask yes or no, then vg remove, vg name. Okay, now you can see we have both the disk available. Okay, so this is all about the LVM. There are few more things: how to extend, how to delete, how to reduce, and also um, how to um, how to change the VG type. Okay, so VG change is also command. So you can deactivate or activate the volume group VG change -am, VG change hyphen A, and is to deactivate, and volume group support test VG. I don't have VG, otherwise okay, we can, and VG AY is to activate the VG. So in this session, okay, let's stop this recording. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, this session is all about what is the volume group, what is the PV, what is the logical volume, what is the file system, how to create a file system, how to scan the disk. Okay, so I forgot to mention the scan disk command. So this is the command to scan the disk. Okay, you can scan the disk in your system, and how to manage your file system, how to remove logical volume, how to create a volume group. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching this video.